everybody. Welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV, and we're still continuing to cover our top story today. Great jobs numbers, 50 basis point cut this week to the Fed rate. Still no stimulus. Not looking good today for the Bears, although as we come into the top of the hour here, it looks like we're about 500 points above our lows of the day. So maybe there are some bidders coming to the table, and we can get a strong close. We'll keep our eye on that. But somebody who knows a heck of a lot more about this economy and why it's behaving, how it's behaving, joins us now. Stephen Moore joins us. Stephen Moore is a former Trump economic advisor, economist with the Heritage Foundation, and author of the book Trumponomics, Inside the America First Plan to Revive Our Economy. Mr. Moore, thank you so much for giving us a few minutes over at HQ.
Happy to be here. Thanks, John.
So, Stephen, I have to ask you, I'm shocked. My background is I usually look at the market from the short side, but I thought a couple of these areas here there would be a bounce. Emergency Fed cut 50 does nothing. Now jobs numbers 100,000 better than expected, still nothing. What's happening?
Well, it is. I'm sort of amazed by that too, John. I have to say, we had 2 weeks ago, we had a blockbuster economy. An economy truly was firing on all cylinders. And that's what this jobs report, expressed today. I mean, 350,000 jobs when you included the upward revisions. I mean, that's an incredible blockbuster number. Wages up, unemployment down. I mean, not anything in that picture not to like. Manufacturing, mining, construction jobs, blue-collar jobs back. I mean, it was just a beautiful picture. And I would have expected maybe some market reaction to it, but it really just dropped like a thud because everyone is so paranoid and fearful of coronavirus. And so, it is true that report that came out today, just to remind your viewers and listeners, it was basically a rear view mirror. It was looking at what happened in the economy in February. Now we're in March, and the economy, obviously because of the virus and shut down events and shut down conferences and the fact that people are not leaving their homes and all of these things, the airlines are getting, really ravaged, and the cruise ships and the oil industry. So this has really taken a toll on the economy. But I still, look, with these prices, I like stocks right now. I think there are a lot of bargains out there, and I'm not saying the stock market has hit bottom, but I am saying if you're in one of these people who invest for the long run, you buy those stocks, especially the blue chips, at today's prices. 5 years from now, you're going to be really, really happy.
That's what I think also. I think some of these hospitality stocks are taking more of a beating than they should. Certainly the airlines also. You know what I want to ask you? I feel like these like jolts are like an energy drink, a 50 basis point cut, better jobs numbers, but like you said, from last month and stuff. You and Mr. Kudlow were the guys, you led the team that put together this economic policy here that's led to some tremendous growth, jobs, and more money in people's pockets. It's amazing. I wanted to throw something at you, Mr. Moore, but I think 80% of the jobs in America are provided by small businesses. And I think, there might be a plan out there that would give some comfort if those small business owners can get maybe like a 6-month tax amnesty. They don't have to pay their corporate taxes for 6 months, because when this stuff keeps trickling down, people are ordering more stuff from home, they're going out less, and the local guys, the small businesses under $50 million in revenue, they're the ones that can't withstand it. Could we possibly, I think the numbers would be like $150 million to not let any small business pay taxes for the next 6 months. Do you think that would have a pronounced effect to the upside?
Well, it might. Look, first of all, I certainly agree with your premise. I think we have something like 27.5 million small businessmen and women in this country, and I totally agree with you that they are what I call the spinal cord of the American economy. The American economy would not function without those men and women who create these great businesses, whether they employ 2 people or 200 people. And, I think that the numbers are like 70% of Americans are employed by small businesses. Whether or not we should do an amnesty, look, I just think that this is, no, I don't agree. I like that policy. I mean, I want lower taxes, and we did lower our taxes on our small businesses, but I just think there is a complete paranoia right now that is excessive, an overreaction to this virus. I mean, look, we know that the virus is a flu. We know that it can kill some people, but you know, we have flus like this all the time, and we live through it. And the market always bounces back as soon as the thing is contained. This idea that we're all going to live like hermits, and we're not going to have sporting events, and we're not going to have conferences, and people aren't going to travel outside of the house. I mean, come on, everybody's not going to move into their cave and wait till this thing is over. That is a complete overreaction. And if that happens, by the way, it doesn't matter whether we do what we do for small businesses. If people aren't buying stuff, then that's a big problem.
I understand. And, you know, listen, I try my best to think of things that would, you know, help Main Street. And I think Main Street, even if it's just fear, fright, and hysteria, I feel like somewhere or another it's all going to trickle down to the small businesses, and they can't really withstand it. So hopefully you guys will come up with some plan to help those guys.
A lot of them are going to get hit. You're exactly right. And, you know, we just have to hope and pray. We have to do everything we can to contain this. You know, Americans, I think, you know, you have to just basically engage in, you know, smart hygiene and make sure that you're washing your hands and you're not shaking hands with people, and you're, you know, don't go to hospitals, don't go to emergency rooms, don't stay out of nursing homes. Those are germ factories. But, you know, the idea that all life, you know, we're going to change radically our lifestyle over the next 3 or 4 or 5 months, I think is you know, very excessive. And one last thing I would say about this for people who are investors, you know, if you look at the last rounds of viruses that have hit, SARS and Ebola and things of that nature, you know, there was a big sell-off of stocks when those viruses emerged. But once they were contained, guess what? The stock market ran right back up to where it was before. And I have a strong suspicion that that's exactly what's going to happen when we have Corona contained.
I tend to agree with you. I think it's way more fear, fright, and hysteria. But I want to thank you very much, Mr. Moore. If you reconsider my plan, you have my permission to steal it, share it with all your friends, and you know, one way or another, I know you guys will figure it out because you're the best in the business. Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend.
Stephen Moore, and we're going to take a quick break right now. We're going to come back with USDA trade advisor and CEO of Kingsbridge Strategies, Tom Keogh, right after this.